Hey guys, it's 2020 and today's video will be a bit harsh on you. You see, you have wasted 1 year of your life, 2019, and again you're going to waste one more valuable year. So before you start wasting this year 2020, it's time to gain some valuable insights into how to make your life more productive and more meaningful, and also contribute to making your 2020 the best year of your life. You see, before I start speaking anything, I would like you to highlight this fact that there are people today on their deathbeds who are begging to God to offer them one more day of their lives so that they can do what they always wanted to do and have not yet done. You might think that those people on their deathbeds are suffering from a physical disease and so they are facing their fate. But you see, you are not different from them, because though you may not be physically ill, you are mentally ill. You are already dead before you're alive. We all are like beautiful flowers, but we don't bloom. Why is that so? Because we are not living life to the fullest. We are meant to bloom and look beautiful, but we are getting stagnant every day. So like other motivational videos, I wouldn't ask you to write down those damn resolutions or some targets or some daily plans which you had already written down last year in 2019 and have not yet fulfilled them, or may have fulfilled them only for 2 or 3 days and then left out or gave up on your task. So the thing is, today I will be asking you to rethink your life all over again. The passing of every year suggests that it is time to stand up and start taking actions, because inaction is the mother of failures or depression, whatever you may call it. So there are a few things that I would like you to keep in mind for a fruitful 2020. Tip number 1: don't compare yourself to others. You see, we have this tendency to compare ourselves with our co-workers or our friends or even the other families or your neighbors. But you see, each one of us is blessed with his own unique DNA. You and the person whom you're comparing to cannot have the same experiences. You will have different experiences, different taste, different talents, different attributes, different characters, and so on and so forth. Thing like this happens almost every time when you talk about the other person's capabilities and taking them as your own weaknesses. You see, if you are good at mathematics, you may not be good in English, but the other person may be better than you in English. So it does not mean that he or she is extra talented or more talented than you are. It just means that it's not in your niche. English is not in your niche. So if you ask him to do a mathematical sum, he may falter, he may fail innumerable times, and he may blame himself that he is not good at maths. But that person is good in English and you are good at mathematics. So if you're comparing both, that's actually not a genuine comparison. If a person is doing a sum in a way, the other person may do that sum in another way, but it does in no way mean that you have to compare those two sums, because the ultimate solution is the same. You see, it is a very common problem with the students of the today's generation that if your friend has passed the exam and you are not able to pass the exam, you just take yourself as inferior to the other person. Why is that so? There are two options here you have in your hand. Number one is either leave that rat race and do what you were born for. It just means you are not meant for that career or that degree or that field or that niche. Second option lies with you is do something that the other person is not doing. You are just doing what the other failures or what the other 99% are doing in that field. You need to do what the 1% in that field are doing. Again, it does not mean that you start comparing yourself with the top people in your niche. It just means that you can just take examples, learn from them, and then implement in your own lifestyle and try to achieve what you're trying to achieve. Tip number 2 is stop taking leap of faith. Now, what do I mean by saying leap of faith? It means that you are writing down those resolutions that you can never fulfill in your life. It's like making castles in the air. You are not being pragmatic at all, and then you will go under depression, or you will leave out those tasks like you have been doing all these years, and you will be doing the same again. Start taking tiny little baby steps towards your goal. You see, if you make daily plans that will make you change your routine the entire way, you cannot achieve that, because you are writing down hell of the things that you won't even do every day, or if you are doing, you will stop it after 2 or 3 days. If you are making a plan, a diet plan or an exercise plan or something, or a study plan or anything, or sports plan, gaming plan, whatever plans you are making, make sure you make only one plan at a time. Give yourself 20 days to that plan, and then when that plan becomes your daily habit, then go on to incorporate other plans as well. What mistakes we are doing is we are trying to incorporate all the changes in one day and trying to continue with that. There are a lot of occurrences that may happen in between which may fail you in your plan, and you may get demotivated. Whenever you are achieving that little thing you have written down, you feel more confident. At least 1% confidence you gain, which will boost yourself to performing that same little task the next day, and that carries on for 20 more days, and then 20 or maybe let's say 15 to 20 days, and then you get that confidence and you get that habit inculcated in you that you have been so desiring to keep yourself that habit in you. As Dale Carnegie said, don't be afraid to give your best to what seemingly are small jobs. Every time you conquer over it makes you much stronger. If you do those little jobs well, the big ones tend to take care of themselves. What can tip number 3 be? It might sound like a joke to you, but it is right. Learn from your enemies as well. What? Yes, you may see your enemies, you call them enemies with disgust, but you see, there are a lot of things you can learn from each and every individual on this planet. You may hate that person from the bottom of your heart. You need to understand that every person's attitude, every person's attribute, their character speaks something. Every incident in your life as well as in the life of the others speaks something. You need to open your mind and your ears to understand, to decipher that code of life. The code of life, you know what it is? It is learning from your experiences as well as the experiences of the others, as well as the experiences of the others. I highlighted this 2 times because this is the most important phrase in this whole video. How will you learn from the others? You may have seen less world, or you may not explore everything on this planet, but how can you learn from the other people? It is by reading books. Every person is blessed with some unique talent, even your enemies. So you need to see what talents they have and what wrong they are doing, so that you can learn and not do the same thing that your enemies are doing. So the third most important tip is learn from each and everything you see and hear. Learning never stops. It just keeps on and on. Whenever if the learning stops, you are already dead before you're living. Happy 2020. God bless you.